And even before the Common Core standards were approved with the College and Career Readiness, we were looking at preparing students for those 21st century skills and workplace development, making sure that students were ready for the expectations of post-secondary opportunity or employment. So we have also done a crosswalk of those 21st century skills, the workforce readiness, college and career readiness, whatever the term that you need to use, but we've taken a look at what do students need, what kinds of social skills will students need to be successful, either at a post-secondary or at a position, at a job.
So what are some of the major findings that we extracted from the Partnership for 21st Century Skills?
Well, we see whereby our program fits very well within the categories of skills that one would classify as soft learning skills. Things like transition to work skills, flexibility, adaptability, teamwork,
communication,
those types of things that are often not things that we focus on in our schools and our academic programs. And so for some students, they have to be taught and they have to be learned.
Explicitly taught. Explicitly reinforced, and explicit expectations for generalization of those skills outside the training setting. So those are really important for that transition from college and career, from school to college and career.
Very much so.
For all of our kids. It's one of the interesting things that we found with gifted and talented children who are academically excellent. I mean, they know all the academic sides of the skills, but taking those into the workplace and being able to do all those other things that you have to do to be successful in the workplace was more of a challenge for them, because they had been able to overpower the content and not the process.
One of the elements that we found in our research that came out in the post-test was an increase in leadership skills. Being able to work in small groups, and it's that experience with that small group conversations, group projects, doing plays or role plays together, and then coming back to the large group, that students learn the leadership and the ability to work as a team, the ability to sometimes be the leader of the team and sometimes to be a participant or the note taker. All of that feeds in and to a successful workplace.
The ability to bring out the best in each other.
Yes.
And to leverage the skills of everybody in the group. So that's...
You know, in working with the students that are getting school to work transition, what we found in the past was they tend to do better on the jobs than the ones who haven't, quote, needed that training. And they go out there and they have learned how sometimes the employers tell us that it's getting along with others is the reason our students can't keep jobs.
Right. It's the number one
It's whether they're trying to communicate with their co-workers or their employers or their customers. They are lacking in some of those skills, and so that's one area that we do focus on.
And we know there's so much research out there that shows that's the number one reason that individuals get fired from jobs. It's not skill, but the ability to interact and be part of the team and get to the ultimate goal. That Module 5 is a really strong piece of the transition planning, the transition ownership of the child, of the student, of, you know, what goals do I have for my future, how do I find out what I'm good at, and improve those skills, and what I'm having trouble with, and improve those skills. We even have part of that module in some of the activities. They actually plan for what they're going to do during the summer to try to enhance their skills, and even to do job shadowing, to do find out internships, to find out what they're good at, what they're interested in. Really helps them to be informed when they come back and have to make some choices about what classes they're going to take that will lead to the goal that they have for themselves.
And that is true. When we did our correlation with the 21st century learning skills, what we found was those skills that we saw that they intensified in Module 5, which is our responsible decision-making skill module. So it is heavily embedded with opportunities to exhibit those
One
skills.
thing you said, Jan, that sparked an idea for a thought for me was that we often talk about planning and goals and setting goals. One piece that's incorporated in that Module 5 is identifying barriers that prevent you from achieving that goal, and then developing a strategy using all of your metacognitive skills and techniques, making a plan for how to overcome those barriers. We had a student that wanted that summer job, had the plan, and thought that the barrier of not yet having a driver's license and a car was an insurmountable barrier. Once they sat down and talked through all the possibilities, did some brainstorming with their small group, they came up with a solution that removed that barrier from their plan or their goal of having a summer job. And they ended up being very successful at a summer job, utilizing some other ways to get to their
And there's
plan.
nothing more affirming than being on a job and finding that you can be successful. And that leads to the next step in your plan. Well, if I can do that, I can do this, and then that leads to
success
the
builds on success.
Exactly. Increasingly challenging goals, being willing to attempt those.